What's going on, guys? Mickle here, and in this video, we are going to be covering some breaking developments in the Ripple SEC case. The SEC had just recently forced Ripple to turn over some documents in which they believe will be evidence to prove to the court that Ripple sold XRP as a security. In this video, we're going to be going over how strong this evidence really is and whether or not this is going to be a problem for Ripple going forward in this case. Jeremy Hogan did a great video on some of this evidence last night, but he's added a lot of new information to his opinion over Twitter that I want to make sure you guys see in this video. We're going to be covering some of the new things Jeremy Hogan has been saying recently and how this impacts how strong of evidence the SEC is presenting in this new development in the Ripple SEC case. Guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to help for free, make sure to like this video down below and subscribe to my channel. It's going to help me out so much in the YouTube algorithm and help more people like you see this video. If you want to do more, you can always use the Uphold link down in the description, or even check out some of the merch that should be linked under the video down below. With that said, guys, let's jump right into it, and I hope you enjoy the content. So guys, before we kick this off, I just wanted to give a shout out to the Reaper Financial CEO. He was absolutely awesome, and we did a great interview on my channel earlier today. Make sure you guys check that out. I think the Reaper project is really going to blow your mind if you give it the time of day. It's one of my favorites, and just so you guys know, we actually recorded about an hour of extra content talking about a whole bunch of really cool subjects, such as the SEC case, different speculation around XRP. I'm going to be releasing these clips throughout the week, and these are clips you guys need to check out. These are absolutely awesome. Patrick is a really smart guy, and we got some really good dialogue going. Let's jump into, though, the most recent developments in the Ripple SEC case. And the first thing we really need to analyze is the new evidence in which the SEC is saying that this further proves to the court that XRP is a security of Ripple. I think you guys are going to find it relatively unconvincing, and there is some pretty funny glaring flags for the SEC points that I'm going to be pointing out to you guys. So the first one they essentially uncovered was this email from Brad Garlinghouse. Funny enough, the email was from Brad Garlinghouse to Brad Garlinghouse, and it's essentially talking about, and the part that the SEC says is damning, is the fact that Brad says Ripple locked up a lot of the XRP, so people in the market did not have to worry about Ripple potentially selling the XRP and damaging its price. Typically, what the SEC would be saying here is because Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, was telling the market that Ripple could influence the price, this thus makes XRP a security of Ripple. What the SEC failed to take into account here is Brad Garlinghouse wasn't sending this email to the market. He was not saying this information that Ripple can affect the XRP price to random people. He was literally sending the email to himself as a draft, and likely using this email to show to some internal people in Ripple, hey, this is our views on this. We just want to be cautious and take this into mind to make sure people don't have these concerns. It's very obvious reading this email that he is no way saying Ripple can manipulate the price of XRP. He's just pointing out a concern to the market and going forward and addressing how Ripple can handle this. I think it's very important to point out that this in no way makes it clear at all that XRP is a security of Ripple. It is very obvious that Exxon could start dumping a whole bunch of oil on the market at once and drastically fluctuate the price of oil, simply because they own a lot of this. But this in no way makes oil a security of Exxon, just like in no way is XRP a security of Ripple. Ripple simply uses XRP, but if Ripple went out of business today, XRP would still trade. If anything, I just think this email shows that Brad Garlinghouse is being responsible as possible and is making sure that he wants to operate Ripple in a trustworthy and in a trustworthy way, and a way in which people can really trust Ripple to be a good custodian of the XRP their own. So I'm going to give the SEC a big L on their first point, and let's see what Jeremy Hogan has to say about this. Jeremy Hogan actually responds to an email, and it says, Brad's email is a bit damning, saying the ecosystem responded very positive to the news of them locking up their lion's share of XRP in the escrow does not bode well for an argument that positive news from Ripple does not affect XRP price. Jeremy Hogan, am I off here? And this is a pretty decent question. Brad Garlinghouse said in that email that XRP price responded well when Ripple said it would lock up. And Jeremy Hogan says, it looks like the email wasn't sent outside of Ripple, so its relevance is limited. So there's two key points to point out here. One, Jeremy Hogan is saying because it stayed inside Ripple, there's very little the SEC can use to say here that Ripple was promoting this to the market, and therefore Jeremy Hogan seems to think this really limits what the SEC is able to use in terms of evidence from this email. I also want to point out and add on to this kind of the point I made earlier in which XRP, no matter what, will react to a small degree to what Ripple says simply because Ripple has a lot of XRP. But it's such a subset of a tiny little argument, and it really has no bearing on the fact that regardless if it does react, it's still not a security. Just like even if oil prices react to the fact that, say, Exxon said, I'm shutting down tomorrow, I'm not producing any more oil. Oil would react in price simply because Exxon is heavily involved in oil. But oil is a decentralized commodity that Exxon has no control over. Yes, oil prices might react to a small degree, just like XRP prices might react to a small degree if Ripple makes a significant statement like they did right here. But that does not imply it's a security. It's simply a reaction to market participants trying to speculate on the value of XRP based on what a very large market participant said. And this is super easy to keep in the back of our minds because I think sometimes we hyper-analyze these different situations and lose track of the sight that XRP fundamentally is not a security based on the SEC's own rules. Let's keep moving though, and I pointed this out. I said it seems like the SEC is saying a cat is a dog, and this email is saying, yeah, but it has a tail. I want the SEC's answer to Ripple disbands tomorrow. Why does XRP still have value? XRP has value outside of Ripple. There's no single promoter. Howey test equals fail, hashtag XRP. I want to keep moving though, and Jeremy Hogan really spins this in a really good way, and I think this didn't get enough attention. He said, reading about the Greek rebellion against the Ottomans, the Brits traded rebellion bonds on the London Stock Exchange, which value change based on the military success of the rebels. That is how a security behaves. Does XRP price correlate to anything Ripple does? And if you have been in the XRP community for any amount of time, you know this is a resolving no, it doesn't. It seems like Ripple could partner with the biggest institutions in the entire world, say, we are going to use XRP, we will not sell a single XRP, and the XRP price will go down 5%. It doesn't make any sense. It's very clear if you've been in the market for any amount of time, XRP price does not correlate to anything Ripple does, and I think it's completely unfair to say a 5 to 10% move and say that's a correlation, because that kind of stuff happens all the time. There needs to be a significant move, a significant sustained increase in value on news that Ripple announces, and I don't think we have ever seen anything like that. And honestly, we tend to see XRP price correlate way more with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and that's not even close. Let's keep moving now and get to another piece of evidence. In this evidence the SEC brings forward, it's essentially Chris Larsen responding to an investor asking about the value of XRP, and when you first look at it, this could actually be a little damning, because why was Chris Larsen talking about the value of XRP if Ripple shouldn't worry about the price of XRP? So at first, on the surface, this provided some issues, and Jeremy Hogan actually mentioned this in his video. But this is where Jeremy Hogan provided a very important correction and something that he didn't even catch. And this is actually pretty funny, because it seems like even when the SEC might have the slightest little piece of evidence they could use in their BS case, they get shut down once again. And why is that? Let's read this. Thanks, Jeremy. The email to Larson appears to be from an overseas individual. An US individual would not refer to purchasing 30k euro. Therefore, how would this actually be relevant? So this is hilarious. The SEC is trying to say, oh, here's this evidence of Chris Larson saying that the XRP price should increase based off of Ripple's motives. But he's saying this to an investor who's not in the US. Therefore, the SEC can't say anything about this. This letter is completely out of the SEC's jurisdiction, and this is actually hilarious because maybe, and don't get me wrong, this isn't any kind of damning evidence. This is just a very, very small piece and some of the first evidence we've actually seen that might slightly favor the SEC. And even then, they have to pull some guy asking in euros, which proves that this isn't even evidence they should be touching because it's outside of their jurisdiction. It's pretty funny how poorly this case has been drafted by the SEC, and it's starting to look like that if this is their best evidence, it is not looking good for them at all. I haven't seen anything convincing, and it shows based on the facts and circumstances they're putting forth. They are desperate. They are pulling investors from other countries and just praying that people don't realize. It's kind of crazy, but it should make you more confident that the SEC is going to have to go to these strange circumstances to try to prove their point. Jeremy Hogan tweets out, and this is really important that we need to understand because Jeremy Hogan really seems to think one of the most important things we saw based on this ruling is that Judge Torres is here and she's in action. Jeremy Hogan tweets out, she's going to rule on the big motions anytime soon. It's the beginning of the end. And guys, wow, I am hyped to hear Jeremy Hogan say this. It seems like this lawsuit has been going on for absolutely ever, and this is the first time I've heard Jeremy Hogan really speculate on the fact that things are going to start ramping up. We know so far Ripple has been on the right side of almost every single argument. XRP holders are in a way better position than I ever thought we'd be at this point in the lawsuit, and I think it's very good that it is the beginning to the end. I think Ripple's going to start mounting some substantial victories, and whether this goes to summary judgment and Ripple finishes the SEC off once and for all, or we get a settlement where the SEC begs Ripple not to demolish them, I think we're coming close to the end. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you look out for some of the clips I'm going to release with the Reaper Financial CEO throughout this next week. These videos are going to be amazing, and it's going to blow your mind some of the topics we talk about in depth, because they are things I have never covered on this channel before. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Your support means so much to me. For now, Mickle out.